So good morning. So our diver today is all about employee compensation. Our objectives at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to define employee compensation. Number two, differentiate salary, wages, and income. Number three, solve problems related to piece rate earnings and hourly paid earnings, including overtime pay. And lastly, convert annual salaries to monthly, semi-annually, or semi-monthly, and weekly salaries. So a worker is more likely to perform to his potential if he's happy with the salary he is earning. A person earning a high salary feels motivated to do the good job because he wants to please his employer to retain his position. So let's start. Ano nga po ba tinatawag po nating employee compensation? So pag sinabi po natin employee compensation refers to the remuneration or reward that an employee gets from his or her employer for the service he or he gives the latter. An employee, be it of a profit-making entity or business or non-profit organization, is paid something is return or in return for his or her services. Ibig sabihin, pag nagtrabaho po tayo, may kapalit po to. Tulad ng mga bagay na pinagtatrabahuhan po natin, in the end, may makukuha po tayong rewards. So, ano nga po ba ibig sabihin ng salary? When we say salaries, is associated with the employee compensation quoted on an annual basis such as $5,000 per year. Many employees working in a company's general office will be paid a salary. Often the salary are paid semi-monthly. That is one payday will be the 15th day of the month for working. From the first 15th and the other payday will be the last day of the month for working from 16th to the last day of the month. Ibig sabihin, babayaran po tayo kinsenas katapusan. So ano nga po ba example ng salary? To illustrate, let's assume that the manager of the company might earn a salary of $120,000 per year. If the manager is paid semi-monthly, each paycheck will be shown a gross salary of $5,000 for the half month work. Kunyari daw po, yung manager daw po is nagtatrabaho po siya na sa loob ng isang taon, ang sasahurin niya daw po is 120,000 pesos. Pero yung babayaran daw po sa kanya, kung nagtrabaho po siya ng 15 days, is 5,000 pesos. So ano naman tinatawag po nating wages? Are usually associated with the employee compensation that is based on the number of hours work multiplied by an hour rate of pay. Ibig sabihin, kung ilang oras po ay nagtrabaho, yun din po yung babayaran po sa inyo. Depende po sa rate ng per oras niyo po. Generally, the employees earning hourly wage will be paid in the week that follows the hours work. Ibig sabihin, kung ilang oras po kayo nagtrabaho, i-multiply po yun sa rate niyo po kada oras. For example, a warehouse employee work 40 hours during the work week. The employee's hourly rate of pay is $15 on the fifth day following the work week. The employee will receive a paycheck showing gross wage of $600. So, paano nga po natin nakuha yung $600? Simply, 40 multiplied by $15 is equals to $600. The employees work for 30 hours during the week. The paycheck will show gross wage of $450. So 30 hours, tapos yung rate niya pa which is $15, multiply lang po natin. Is equals to $450. So ano nga po ba yung tinatawag po nating income? When we say income, money earned from working, investment, or doing a business. So ano nga po ba example ng income? Some earned 700 from his job, got 30 from bank interest, and bought and sold vegetables for a profit of $40, making a total income of $770 for the week. There is no difference between wages and salary. They are both payments that you receive in return for work or income. Is a wider term which includes all the money that one receives each month. Some of this income may not be exchanged for work done. When we say piece rate, a worker employed on a piecework basis is paid in promotion. The quantitative of work he or she finish. The rate used can be fixed respective of the quantity produced, in which case it is called a fixed piece rate plan. Ibig sabihin kung may inabal po kayong quota, pag naabot nyo po yung quota, tsaka lang po kayo babayaran. For example, nakagawa po kayo ng 15 pieces ng basahan. Kung ilan lang po yung nagawa nyo pong basahan, yun lang po yung babayaran po sa inyo. On the other hand, it can be graduated increasing as the quality produced increase, in which case is called differential piecework plan. Ibig sabihin sa mga nagawa nyo pong product, titignan po muna kung yung quality ng product na ginawa nyo is maganda. Pag pangat po yung quality ng product na ginawa nyo, ibig sabihin hindi po kayo babayaran sa quality na sa product na ginawa ninyo. So for example, Tammy is paid on a piece or on a per piece basis at the rate of 1.20 pesos per piece. If she finished 360 pieces a week, how much is her total earning? So our given rate is equals to 1.20 pesos per piece. So quantity produced is equals to 360 pieces. Ibig sabihin, si Tommy daw po nakagawa ng 360 pieces. Okay po. So gagawin lang po natin by simply multiply 360 to the rate per piece, which is 1.20 pesos. So 360 multiplied by 1.20 pesos is equals to 432 pesos. Ibig sabihin, sasahurin po yung Tammy is equals to 432 pesos. So next, Linda is employed to repack and seal pepper. She is paid on the following differential pay plan schedule. So quantity, daily rate per 100 packs. So pag naka less than 100 po siya, yung rate niya po is 100 pesos. Pag ginagawa niya po is 100 to 149, yung rate niya po is 105. Then 150 to 199, rate niya po is 107.50. Then 200 or more, rate niya po is 110 per piece. Okay pa? For the weekly in the repack for the following quantities: Monday 95, Tuesday 102, Wednesday 130, Thursday 152, and Friday, which is 201. Compute for her total wages or wage for the week. So our solution, gawa muna tayong table. Lagay po muna natin yung day, which is Monday to Friday, and the quantity multiplied by rate is equal to amount. So on Monday, nakagawa siya ng 95. Rate niya po is 100 per piece. So nakita naman po natin sa past table po natin na pag below 100, less than 100, daily rate per 100 packs niya is equals to 100 pesos. So ito po yun. So 95, which is the quantity multiplied by 100 divided 100 is equal to 1 is equals to 95 times 100 over 100 is equal to 1. So 95 multiplied by 1 is equals to 95 pesos. Then on Tuesday naman po, yung rate naman po niya is 105 kasi lumagpas na po siya sa less than 100 na quantity, which is 102 na po. 102 na po tong Tuesday. So 102 multiplied by 105 divided 100 is equals to 102. Multiplied by 105 over 100 is equals to 10,710 divided 100 is equals to 107.10 pesos. Ibig sabihin, yung sinahod niya po, Tuesday, is equals to 107.10 pesos. Then on Wednesday naman po, 136.50 pesos. Then Thursday, 163.40 pesos. Then Friday, which is 221.10 pesos. So yung tanong po dito, we need to compute for her total wages for the week. Ibig sabihin, we need to add all the amounts from Monday to Friday, which is 723.10 pesos. Okay po. So 95 plus 107.10 plus 136.50 plus 163.40 plus 221.10 is equals to 723.10 pesos. Take note that dividing by 100, we move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So 10,710 becomes 107.10. Then 13,650 becomes 136.50. Then 16,340 becomes 163.40 pesos. And 22,110 becomes 221.10 pesos. Or we can convert the rate on per piece basis. So, kita po natin dito, 100 divide 100 is equals to 1. Or simply move to the two decimal places to the left. So, 1, 2, matitira na lang po is 1. So, dito din po, move two decimal places to the left. So, next. Then, we multiply the quantity produced by the piece price rate thus obtained. So, Monday is equals to 95 pieces. Tuesday, which is 102 pieces. Wednesday, which is 130 pieces. Then Thursday, which is 152 pieces. Then Friday, which is 201 pieces. So, multiply po natin sa nakuha po natin kanina. So, 95 multiplied by 1 is equals to 95. 102 multiplied by 1.05 is equals to 107.10. Then 130 multiplied by 1.05 is equals to 136.5. Then 152 multiplied by 1.75 is equals to 163.40. Then 201 multiplied by 1.10 is equals to 221.10 pesos. Then we need to find the total amount, which is 723.10 pesos. So, feeling ko, balik po tayo. Bad trip na wala ng signal. So, balik po tayo. So, ito po yung mas madali nating paraan para makuha po natin yung total amount, which is 723.10 pesos. Yun ang. So, hourly rate. Many employees are paid on hourly basis. To compute for the pay, we simply multiply the number of hours of work by the hourly rate. For example, if the employees work for 40 hours during the week and his or her rate is 10 pesos per hour, his or her wage is 40 multiplied by 10 pesos is equals to 400 pesos. Kung ilang oras daw po yung pinasok niyo po, multiply lang po kung magkano po yung rate niya per hour. So dito po, rate po niya, which is 10 pesos per hour, you need to multiply to 40 hours na pinasok niya po. So 40 multiplied by 10 is equals to 400 pesos. Employees who work more than the required number of hours are entitled to overtime pay. Overtime premium refers to the excess payments over the regular rate. The following are the different articles of labor code relevant to normal hours and overtime work. So dito pa may sinusunod po tayong batas. So Article 83 of the Labor Code, that the normal hours of the work of an employee shall not exceed 8 hours a day. So nakalagay po sa batas na bawal po tayong lumagpas sa 8 hours a day. This is exclusive of the 1 hour break. Ibig sabihin, sa loob po ng 8 hours, meron daw po kayong 1 hour break. Article 85 provides that subject to such regulation are as the Secretary of Labor may prescribe. It shall be the duty of every employer to give his or her employees not less than 60 minutes time off for their regular meals. Ibig sabihin, kailangan daw po yung employer ay magbigay daw po ng 1 hour na palugit para po makapag-break po yung employees na po. So Article 87 provides that the work may be performed beyond 8 hours a day, provided the employee is paid for the overtime work. Ibig sabihin daw po, pag exceed ka po ng 8 hours, automatic yung lagpas na oras is equivalent to overtime pay. Work an additional compensation equivalent to his regular wages plus the last 25% there are work performed beyond 8 hours on holiday or rest day shall be paid on additional compensation equivalent to the rate of the first 8 hours on the holiday or rest day plus at least 30%. Okay? So, ibig sabihin daw, kapag pinapasok po kayo during holiday, ay meron po kayong 30% na makukuha. Depende po sa holiday. Meron po tayong tinatawag na legal holiday. So, pag legal holiday, ibig sabihin po, yung babayaran po sa inyo, which is double pay. Kung pumasok po kayo ng 8 hours, babayaran po sa inyo is 16 hours. Article 93 provides that where an employee is made or permitted to work on his or her scheduled rest day. So dito naman po, pumapasok naman po dito, for example, rest day niyo po ng araw na to, tapos pinapasok po kayo, he or she shall be paid an additional compensation of the last 30% of his or her regular wage. Ibig sabihin, yung per hour mo, madadagdagan ng 30%. An employee should be entitled to such additional compensation for work performed on Sunday only, when it is his or her established rest day. So letter B, when the nature of work of the employee is such that he or she has a regular work days and no regular rest day can be scheduled, he or she shall be paid an additional compensation at least 30%. So tulad ng sabi ko po kanina, kung pinapasok po kayo ng rest day nyo po, may makukuha po kayong additional 30%. Kung wala naman po kayong rest day na binigay, automatic po, yung araw po na pinasok nyo po, which is dapat na araw na rest day nyo is madadagdagan ng 30% sa hourly rate nyo po or daily rate nyo po of his or her regular wage for work performed on Sundays and holidays. Work performed on any special holidays shall be paid an additional compensation of at least 30% of the regular wage of the employee. Where such holiday work falls on the employee's scheduled rest day, he or she shall be entitled to an additional compensation of at least 50% of his or her regular wage. Yung rest day nyo po is sakto po sa holiday, tapos pinapasok po kayo, automatic, yung makuha po kayong additional 50% ng regular rate ninyo. Where the collective bargaining agreement or the other applicable employment contract stipulates the payment of the higher premium pay than that the prescribed under the article, the employer shall be paid such higher rate. So Article 94 provides that the employer may require an employee to work on any holiday, but such employee shall be paid on a compensation equivalent to twice his regular rate. Ibig sabihin, karapatan po ng employer na papasukan po kayo during holiday, pero karapatan nyo rin po bilang employee na bayaran po kayo ng doble. Work on the rest day which falls on a special day shall be paid 150% of regular hourly rate. So meron daw po kayong additional 150% sa regular hourly rate niyo po. So work on regular holiday shall be paid 200% of the regular hourly rate. So letter D, work on the rest day which falls on regular holiday shall be paid 260% of the regular hourly rate. So computation of overtime pay. Assume that the minimum daily wage rate is 340 pesos. How much is the overtime rate per hour? So on ordinary day, the overtime rate per hour is determined as follows. So first, we need to compute the hourly rate of the employees. So regular hourly rate is equals to daily wage rate, which is 8 hours. So daily wage niya po is 340 pesos. Per 8 hours. So 340 divide 8 hours is equals to 400.50 per hour. Sabihin, yung per hour niya po, which is 42.50 pesos. Now, to determine the overtime rate per hour, overtime rate is equals to regular hourly rate plus 25% of the regular hourly rate. Overtime rate is equal to 42.50. So, nakuha po natin kanina yung regular hourly rate niya po, which is 42.50 plus 25% of 42.50. So 25% of 42.50 is equals to 10.625. So we need to add 10.625 plus the regular hourly rate, which is 42.50, is equals to 53.125. Ibig sabihin po, kanina po yung hourly rate niya po is 42.50 pesos dahil nag-overtime po siya. Yung magiging hourly rate niya po sa overtime niya po, which is 53.125. The overtime premium is thereof Therefore, overtime premium is equals to 42.50 multiplied by 25% is equals to 10.625. The overtime rate is equal to regular rate plus overtime premium. So overtime rate is equals to 42.50 plus 10.625 is equals to 53.125. Alternatively, the overtime will be overtime rate is equals to 42.50 pesos multiplied by 125% is equals to 53.125. So another example. Reina earns the regular daily rate of 340 pesos, giving her an hourly rate of 42.50 pesos. If she works 10 hours on the regular day, her pay would be total pay for the day is equals to regular pay plus overtime pay. So regular pay niya po is 42.50 multiplied by 8 hours is equals to 340 pesos. Plus overtime pay which is 42.50 multiplied by 125 times 2 kasi meron siyang 2 hours na overtime or OT na tinatawag. So 42.50 multiplied by 125% times 2 hours is equal to 106.25. So we need to add the regular pay plus overtime pay, which is 340 plus 106.25 is equals to 446.25 pesos. Okay, so that's our lesson for the day. God bless and keep safe.